Is that recording?
I don't know.
How do you know when it's recording? Oh no, it says rec. Yeah. It's really silly. What are you doing with those binoculars?
I was looking at the Brittany Ferry and other boats just looking, they're gonna crash into us basically, but we're all good.
Hello.
Hello.
How was your first day?
So, comme ci, comme ça. Unlike that moment beside me.
I won't show the camera then.
And we're sailing, and we're just doing this with my family to remember him, because we're sailing from England, where we live, to France, where Maya and Laury were born and brought up, and where Laury is buried. So that's kind of our landing place. I'm Solène. I'm Laury's mother.
Solène asked us to. She wanted us together as a family, and I wanted to be there for her and for Maya. My auntie Solène and my cousin Maya and my dad and my brother Rowan and our skipper Dara, who's been very patient with us all.
That looks like maybe a yacht over there.
I'm Ellen, I'm Laury's cousin.
So we're doing this in memory of Laury, and we lost just over 2 years ago when he was 21, and he was always happiest when he was on the sea. It's been really nice to do it with my family. I mean, it's quite sad really, because we lived in France during the whole of Laury and Maya's childhood and most of their teenage years. Well, all of Laury's teenage years. And my family lived in the UK, so we didn't actually see them that much.
Not in France.
We're just leaving Cherbourg.
Yeah, good.
We stayed at Anchorage.
I think it's quite significant because Laury really likes sailing, like that's what he lived for. Going from the UK to France is like a connection made. Just doing that is just, it makes us like feel like closer to like what he loved to do.
My name is Maya and I'm Laury's sister.
I think he would have been really proud of us.
We all learnt loads of terminology. We learnt how to follow instructions really. I'm Andy, and I'm Laury's uncle. Dara, the captain, was amazing. I mean, I think to bring 5 novices across the channel is quite a brave thing to do. And, you know, Dara just displayed so much patience with us all. You know, at times, you know, we had to just sort of be told off for being in the wrong place and doing the wrong thing.
Well, as we come along, we're gonna make sure we keep clear of these marks. And then these will be lit up, so I've worked it's a bit confusing already. We're looking for light characteristics, and we've got bearings and waypoints put in here to help us. And then Cherbourg in a bit more detail. It's here, so we'll come through to the west, and then we aim for this little bit here.
Basically no sailing experience before we set off.
Wow.
Well, what we haven't learned, we probably should have done before we got on the boat, was a bit more knot tying. So I don't think we knew enough knots.
And also, like, I didn't realise that until like Rowan said it, would have been like, what are you doing? Like, that's not how you tie that knot. So sailing helped him with his mental health a lot. He was always out sailing. He loved it, and he would always go sailing just for fun and to help people. He wanted to like really. He was always like planning his next sailing trip. But I remember him like showing me like how to do the knots, and like he would explain to me how we would explain to the kids, and he was like, so you got the witch and you've got to strangle the witch, and then you've got to poke the witch in the eye, and it was just so funny, and like it's really silly, but like it just makes you remember more, and like him like telling me all them knots, and then like it's just so cute.
My name is Rowan Lees and Laury was my cousin. I think it helped me process it. On the second day when we were on the way to Cherbourg, and I was particularly bad at that time, and I'd kind of just gone down into my bed to try and stave off the sickness a bit. I was lying there a little bit delirious, but I thought of Laury in a kind of non-directed way. I just thought that he would, I kind of wondered what he'd think of us doing this. I kind of felt him like he was just kind of laughing. He was just like, you're fine, just have your seasickness, then get back up and do your thing.
Sleep, get to you, that's all it is really. Spend the time trying to untangle it.
I try not to be too hard on myself, but when somebody dies by suicide, you do have these feelings of guilt and regret about things that you should have done differently, that you should have said, that maybe you shouldn't have said. And obviously I have these feelings. No matter what I say to myself, I'm always going to have those thoughts and those feelings. But I think that having set up Blue Spirit, which aims to give bursaries to young people to go sailing, is something which has helped me process the grief or to channel it into something positive. Again, I wish I wasn't doing it, but I'd rather, as things are, I'm very happy to be doing it because it does help bring something positive to this really tragic situation. There's been lots of research showing how good blue space, especially being in or on the water, specifically the sea, is good for mental health and well-being. And sailing, it just really helps develop lots of skills. It's supposed to help, team building and resilience. Takes you out of your comfort zone. It's challenging. Builds your self-confidence. So in that way, I think it's important for young people.
It was challenging, but there were things I thought would be challenging that weren't challenging. Like I thought that I'd be in too cramped a space with all my family, and I thought I'd want more room, but I was really fine.
So, Helen, tell us what you've learnt in the last 2 days.
Oh my gosh. I've learnt what sheeting the mainsail means. It means pulling that thing to make that thing get more centred.
I'm kind of getting why Laury loved it so much, for example, and why people do it. And you don't have kind of the space or the time to really think about anything beyond the thing that you're doing. Because you have to do it, it's a kind of survival thing.
Get us back in there, pointing into the wind. The chain had all got thrown around on top of itself. Steer us right round.
Yeah, it's as far as it'll go.
And here we have Solen's magic telekinetic sailing skills. Don't distract her, she'll drive the wrong way. Takes a lot of concentration, this.
I can see something sticking up. The first one.
Do you want these ones, Maya?
And then after that.
And we all just looked after each other, and I'm going down to check the navigator and back. The big foggy patch before we got to Cherbourg. But those times we just all kind of knew what we could do, and we helped each other do it. And yeah, it was really, well, after those moments, you're very thankful to be part of a big group of people. And there were some times at the helm where I just felt really, really calm, like you were there for half an hour and you're focusing on the waves. and you're just trying to keep things steady and go in the same direction, which it looks quite simple when you're sitting down, but when you're in it, I really got into this other state of mind where it's challenging.
He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. Sort of gradually started realising these layers about the experience of sailing and you know, possibly why Laury loved it so much and why he was always happiest when he was at sea or sailing. I had this feeling that sailing from Tréguier to Port Blanc, that's, if we were going to see dolphins, that would happen then, and that's what happened.
Hello. Ready? Oh wow. Oh whoa.
So we're on the home straight sailing into Brittany.
Yeah.
Solène at the helm. Are you excited to get back to shore?
Yeah, I am quite excited. I'm excited to actually arrive in Brittany on a sailboat. Kind of fairly meaningful feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
Like doing nothing else, relating it, that's brilliant.
We're not too far. Like, I don't know. We're not too far.
Look who's back.
We can see land.
Go on, do a land ho.
Land ho! Do you repeat it? They repeat everything on the radio 3 times. Land ho, land ho, land ho.
We sailed into Tréguier. We sailed across from Guernsey to Tréguier in Brittany, northern Brittany, and which is where we had friends to meet who were there to meet us, and it was just really nice, a really nice feeling to have arrived and to we did it.
I didn't recognize the
Je m'appelle Iago, je suis le papa de Laury. Où il est né dans l'eau. En fait, à la maternité de Pabu, il y a une possibilité de naître dans l'eau. Et il est né dans l'eau. J'ai l'impression qu'il était aimanté par la mer. Quand il allait naviguer, c'était quelque chose qui comme un aimant en fait. En plus, quand il était tout petit, il a commencé à naviguer sur les optimistes. Et j'ai remarqué, il a fait plusieurs autres sports. Il avait un peu du mal, je crois, à rentrer dans le conflit où quand on joue au foot, il faut être interactif, tout ça. Et dès qu'il a commencé à faire de la voile, il s'est retrouvé le capitaine sur son bateau. Il a trouvé son truc. Donc c'était lui qui gérait tout. Et du coup, il était son propre chef.
Laury was amazing. He was just like light a room with a smile. Like it was just so lovely. We didn't really get along when we were like teenagers. It was just always like arguments all the time. But like, now looking back, it's just, you know, it's just childish.
Over there's a little, like, I don't know how you call it, like a little hut thing that like my brother built with like some friends, and that was his room. That's where we used to stay. It's made out of straw bale and mud. It's just all like sustainable, recyclable materials. Laury used to go on that tractor a lot, farming stuff on there. He always wanted to like teach me how to drive, but I was a bit scared, so I always refused, and now I'm regretting it.
Like my grieving was all like it's a bit like all over the place. I've only started grieving like in March this year. So like just doing this and then arriving and then it's not like my usual way of coming back home and then going to his grave, and then I think it's been a bit more difficult coming home this time than usually.
It was good to visit his grave and have some quiet time there. It's kind of difficult, you know, because we'll be staying in the place where we lived for a few years when they were little, and obviously it has lots of memories. I think probably Laury had schizophrenia, and I think that's what took him away from us. And of course, it's easy to say after the fact, oh, he said that. Obviously, I should have picked up on that. Why didn't I pick up on that? Oh, he was like that. That was obviously a symptom of schizophrenia. I didn't realise. You know, he had an episode of psychosis 2 years before. Why didn't I sort of investigate that more? Or why wasn't I more kind of aware of what was going on with him? I know that there was probably nothing that I could have done to stop Laury dying, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't stop those thoughts and feelings coming in, and I think it's a common experience for people who've lost somebody to suicide to have those feelings. Blue Spirit's important to me, I mean obviously because we're doing it in Laury's memory, so it's helped me through the grief, doing something practical. So I think that anything that we can do to, raising awareness about Blue Spirit, about Blue Health, about young people's mental health, and about what we can do to improve it. Young people are struggling a lot at the moment with their mental health.
Mary, I was Laury's girlfriend. We met at Paimpol at Liglénan Sail School in 2017. During this year we learned sailing. It was a very great year.
I always thought that Laury was happiest when he was sailing or dancing.
Yes, when we were sailing he was always happy. Even if there was a problem on the boat, he always smiled and say, I can repair it, or Karim repair it.
T'inquiète, je gère.
T'inquiète, je gère.
That was his catchphrase.
Je gère.
Nothing was ever a problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not sure of it, but okay.
We organised a little fest-noz. We invited as many friends of Laury's that we could reach out to, and friends of our own as well. And we also had a lot of, I think we had quite a few tourists join in, but it was all very nice and it was good fun. And Laury's best friend Camille is a musician. He played in his band, and he got other musicians together. Laury really loved Breton dancing. He discovered Breton dancing in his teenage years when he went to high school. And he got 20 out of 20 on his Breton papers, which helped him get a reasonable baccalaureate. He was very into the whole Breton culture. He was quite, proud of his culture and his sort of Breton nationality, if you like. Got all his friends interested in it. He managed to set up this Breton classes, weekly Breton classes at his high school. And at first everyone was like, oh no, that's really not a cool thing to do. It's for old people, it's for, country bumpkins, des ploufs, as they say in French. And but he managed to persuade them all to join in. And now I remember going to festivals and seeing like Laury and his whole group of friends, and they were all dancing really well, and Laury was in there going, woo, come on, and like just like getting everybody. The Breton dances can be quite staid and very slow and kind of quite serious. But when you get a group of young people who are all, you know, getting into it, they would make like inner circles and like go around faster than everybody else, and you know, do faster and bigger steps and start whooping, and it was really nice because it just made it all very much more lively.
Je m'appelle Camille et j'ai 24 ans et je suis un super ami à Laury. Voilà. C'est meilleur ami quoi, donc tout le monde sait ce que c'est qu'un meilleur ami quoi. C'est un membre de la famille quoi, voilà. Donc quand ils partent forcément, bah, ça fait un gros trou, ouais. Surtout quand on a, bah, tu vois, j'ai 24 ans, bah, forcément il y a des gens qui meurent autour de moi, mais bah, c'est pas des gens de cet âge-là, c'est pas des gens aussi proches de moi, c'est pas, donc forcément c'est traumatisant même presque, en fait, c'est bouleversant quoi. Mais heureusement qu'il y a les autres amis qui sont là et la famille pour se soutenir, parce que ouais, c'est des gros vides, ouais. Ouais.
Qu'est-ce que tu dirais à Laury s'il était là?
Alors là, je dirais allez viens danser, hop, on va danser. Ouais, carrément. C'est tout le temps ça.
Qu'est-ce que s'il était là maintenant, qu'est-ce qu'il penserait de ça?
Ah bah je pense qu'il serait super fier, il serait super content. Je pense que s'il nous voit, je pense qu'il hallucinerait quoi. C'est incroyable pour lui. Enfin, tu l'as dit tout à l'heure, la voile et la danse, c'était tout ce qu'il avait, et ses amis surtout. Donc là, en fait, bah, on fait un festin entre amis, en fait, où il y a des gens qui viennent en voile pour danser pour lui et tout. Bah, c'est le plus beau cadeau qu'on puisse lui faire. Ça, c'est sans aucun doute. Ouais. Allez, viens faire un câlin.
What's on the menu?
What's the what?
What's on the menu tonight?
On the menu tonight is chili, veggie chili. Rowan's recipe, although he hasn't brought the recipe, so we're just making it up, but I'm sure it'll be lovely.
Basil in it?
It doesn't have basil in it, no. It's got oregano in it. It makes him have some fresh food.
Just the kind of appreciation we had for each other, lots of good hugs, and yeah, that was a really nice part. And yeah, just kind of finishing for each day and getting some time to ourselves to kind of chat and eat.
What goes into hummus?
Chickpeas, bit of cumin, tahini, and lemons, lemon juice, and a bit of salt. And whoa! And Dara's magic blender.
Ready, isn't it? Yeah. 10 degrees.
Nice one.
I hope that more people can see how we've coped with grief and just give themselves some patience, and if they're going through a similar thing, then to just allow that kind of forgiveness for yourself, and for people who aren't going through grief in this way, then to a way to understand it and to see how it can affect a whole family, and to talk about it, and for more people to talk about it, and to have something to talk about too.
I don't know whether the trip has helped me process the grief. It's helped me understand one of his passions more, for sure. And it's given me space to think about him and to remember him, and yeah, to come back to that. Because, I mean, the grief is always there. I mean, I feel like I'm walking around with a hidden scar, because, you know, people could meet me and think, oh yeah, she's fine. But I'm actually, you know, I'm damaged forever. But you have to learn to live with that and to just get on with life. I hope this film serves to raise awareness, well, not only about Blue Spirit and what we're trying to do, but also obviously why this is important, why we're trying to widen the access to sailing to as many young people as possible. A lot of young people are suffering from mental health problems, mental illness, depression, anxiety. Seems to be a bit of an epidemic. So I just think that this is a small way that we can help some young people. So if anybody watching this is struggling with their mental health and has the opportunity to go sailing, I would say that take that opportunity.
Okay, so.
Yeah, there's a young man from Eritrea. I think he'd had some traumatic experience at sea, probably during his journey from Eritrea to Britain. And he said that going out sailing had changed his perspective on the sea. And we've had people who've done a first experience and now want to go and do more. A couple of people who went out on the last sail with Ocean Youth Trust North, and they've signed up for a 5-day sail now. Sailing is hard work and tiring, but that's not a bad thing. But at the same time, it's energizing because you're out in the sea, in the sun, in the elements, in the wind, and it's going to energize you. It's going to give you that buzz that you get from being in nature. It can be physically demanding, but it can also be really relaxing. When the course is set and the wind is in the sails, you can relax and you can have time to just let your thoughts drift and sort of just be in the moment, and that's really amazing.
Probably want to move us on to the next waypoint in a second.
Throughout this week, I have relearned something that I've been trying to learn, which is that it's okay to talk about death. Is something that, especially in British culture, maybe we're not very good at sort of dealing with death, and maybe more stories of death and what it's like for the people left behind is helpful in some way. I'd like to think that there was some way that the film might help maybe other families who are going through bereavements, or just some benefit to there being more stories about death and how people deal with that, and how families kind of go through the process of bereavement and grief.
I think Bob was like over there.
All right.
I used to think that maybe I shouldn't ask, or I shouldn't mention things, or I might upset someone by bringing something up, but the thing about this is that you can't possibly make it any worse, and talking about someone who's died and who isn't with us anymore is the only way to keep their memory alive.
I think he would be very happy with the idea of Blue Spirit. He would, I think he would probably help out a lot in making it more available.
Okay, and then when we
I read something about sailing before it came.
yeah, maybe.
I think he'd be proud of us. He'd also probably be laughing at us for all the mistakes we made. Yeah, he'd probably be having a good laugh. Maybe he is. I think he probably is. I think he's around somewhere, definitely.
Maybe with those dolphins.
Maybe with those dolphins. Maybe Laury's with the dolphins. Yeah.